Welcome to my Lucian guide. I'm Kaluchi and today I will show you how I play Lucian. The topics I'll talk about are as shown on the screen. If you want to skip to a certain topic, look in the description below for the timestamps. Also, if you haven't entered for the giveaway yet, there's also a link for that in the description. Be sure to check it out if you like free RP. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Runes and Masteries. For Lucian, I use some basic runes and masteries. Why? Because he benefits well from it. He doesn't have any special passives or weird item builds what makes you want to go for a certain rune page. Also, my thoughts on rune pages are that runes are very important early game and not so important late game. Theory behind this is, you benefit from runes right at the beginning from the game, and later on you will have tons of items that almost nullify the runes. So for anyone who's struggling with rune pages, keep that in mind. Armor and magic resist are of course to survive the laning phase, and you can switch a little with the attack speed quints. If you want, you can put 1 or 2 attack damage over there. I personally like the attack speed way better, but suit yourself. For masteries there are multiple options. I will show you two. The way I do it and the other way you can do is a safer route. This is my mastery page. I like to go ham with Lucian, that's why I almost have no defensive masteries. Lucian is a snowballer. Snowballing is when you get an advantage, early kills usually, and use the momentum to get more and more farmed or fed. Think of it like a rolling snowball down a hill. It collects snow as it goes down and gets bigger and bigger. The second page is a defensive page for more HP to survive the laning phase. If you however start this page, I'd recommend to start with the Doran's Blade as well. The stacking HP gives you a nice little boost. Doran's gives around 80 HP and the masteries give another 50 HP, giving you a total of 130 extra HP at level 1. That's like 2 or 3 basic attacks. Moving on to chapter 2, items. Lately, there's this new build that's very popular on Lucian, and for good reason. It's the Blade of Ruined King Rush into Black Cleaver. This build is so strong and cheap that I go for this 100% of the time. After that, you build based on the game. Of course, by now you have your boots as well. Your boots are dependent on your enemies. If they have a lot of attack damage, get Ninja Tabby. If they have a lot ability power, go for Mercury. If you are safe the way you are, get Berserk Greaves. Your fourth item depends on the game. If they have a lot of assassins and you die all of the time, get Guardian's Angel. For ability power, get Maw of the Mortius. And 70% of the time, what I do is I get Phantom Dancer. Your fifth item should be Infinity Edge if you had the Phantom Dancer as your fourth item. Otherwise, build based on the game again. Last item is Lord Dominic's or get Mortal Reminder if they have a lot of health regen or heals. Chapter 3, Skill Order. This is very basic, don't change anything. Max your Q, it's your main damaging ability. Get your E second, so you have more mobility. And as last, max your W so you can get one more passive shot off. Chapter 4, Pros and Cons. Pros. Lucian is a burst champion. That means he deals a lot of damage in a short period of time. This is thanks to his abilities. He's very mobile thanks to his E. Even when you make mistakes you can recover. Very strong at almost all stages of the game, early, mid, late. Very good in turning around in fights. Cons. Short range, because of this Lucian can get poked in lane a lot and get bullied. Also in team fights you really need to watch your steps. Like all AD carries he's very item reliant, try not to fall behind. He might be harder to master than other AD carries out there. Chapter 5, Matchups. So, does this fantastic champion have any counters, you may ask? Yep, he does. Hard matchups will be Ezreal, Caitlyn and Vayne. Ezreal can deal more burst damage than Lucian and still has decent damage afterwards. If you however dodge his skills, you're good to go. Caitlyn will outrage you and bully you in lane, really freaking annoying. Vayne is one of the strongest AD carries when it comes down to 1 vs 1. Pre-6 you should be fine, after that it all depends on how good you are or how bad she is. Some easier matchups are Ashe, Sivir, Jinx, Corki. All the other champions are fairly even, it comes down who's the better player overall. Chapter 6, Skills. Here I will use some footage from my old guide since that's pretty clear for this chapter. Lucian's passive is Light Slinger. After using one of his abilities, Lucian's next auto attack within 3 seconds will strike twice. The second shot applies on hit effects and critically strikes. His Q, Piercing Light, fires a laser in the direction of the target enemy, dealing physical damage to all enemies in a line. Use this to hit people behind enemy minions. His W, Ardent Blaze. Lucian fires a shot that explodes upon hitting an enemy or reaching the end of its path, damaging enemies in a cross pattern, marking enemies that are hit for 6 seconds. If Lucian or any of his allies damage a marked target with their basic attacks or abilities, Lucian gains movement speed bonus for 1 second. His E, Relentless Pursuit. Lucian dashes a short distance. Relentless Pursuit cooldown is reduced by 1 second per Light Slinger passive hit. Double against enemy champions, 2 seconds reduction per hit, 4 seconds total for a full passive proc. Here are some examples where you can use this and where you can't. Lucian's R, the Culling. Lucian starts firing shots in the target direction for 3 seconds, each shot damaging the first enemy it hits. Lucian can move freely, including movement abilities. That means he can use his E while he's using his ultimate, without interrupting himself. Chapter 6, Gameplay. On to the next chapter. I'll show you guys some gameplay footage of me and talk about the things to keep in mind when you play Lucian. The first clips are from early stages of the game and I will work towards late game as the fits go on. Here I am pushing hard to get to level 2 before the enemy. It works and we have a very good trade-off. These are the small skirmishes you need to keep in mind that are very important. Here I make the mistake to attack Galio first. Because of that, Ezreal hits me for free and I need to kite back. I am forced to use both my heal and flash here. Luckily for me, they thought I flashed in the bottom brush, so I got some time to breathe again. After this, they get kited and Ezreal dies. Here I stand behind my minions so Ezreal can't reach me. Galio engages on me, but Braum gets a good shield off, making me hit Galio for free without Ezreal being able to hit us back. These kind of skirmishes make you win the lane eventually. Small but effective trade-offs. Here you can see that the enemy has started Baron already, and I'm arriving late. I pop my ult as soon as possible to deal as much damage as I can towards them. After that, I walk around the pit for my own safety. Notice how I don't dash in the pit from here. If you do that, they will all turn on you and they will fuck you up real bad. After that, it's an easy cleanup for me and the team. I see my robot friend trying to engage on the enemies. Again, I use my ult as an initiating skill, since I'm not in auto attack range anyways. After we get Anivia and egg form, I move up to Kate to slow her with my Blade of Ruined King active. After she's slowed, I turn back to Anivia to finish her up before she revives. Then Spider-Man's girlfriend joined the fight, but it's a little too late. I finish Kate off and survive Spider's burst thanks to the Maul shield. This was it for my guide. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you want to help my channel grow, like and subscribe please and share this video with your friends. Have a nice day and until next time. Lucian is a snowballer. Basically what snowballing means is, when you get an advantage, usually this is early game kills, use the momentum to get... Okay, fuck this. Lucian is a snowballer. Snowballing is when you get an advantage, early kills usually, and use the momentum to get more and farmed fed. Get more and more. I'd recommend to start with the Doran's Blade as well. The stacking HP gives you a nice little boost. Doran's gives around 80 HP and the Masteries give another 50 HP. Giving you a total of 130 extra HP at the level 1. Giving you a total of 1. It's the Botic Rush. It's the Blade of Ruined King Rush into Black Keely. It's a Blade of Ruined King Rush. Wow.